Alrighty, we are live.
We're enlivened.
Playing us in. Here we go.
Do it.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Here we go indeed. And you are live at Lougheed Mall.
Live at Lougheed Mall. Yeah, come on by if you're watching the show and you're in Lougheed Mall. Come on by and say hi. We'll get you on camera.
There you go.
Remote spot. As you can
So
see behind me.
yeah, the plan. So what are you doing out there? Just felt like stretching your legs?
Yeah, sometimes that's nice to do. Chelsea had an appointment at the mall today, so we're just came out here and set up. We got the spot. We found the spot. There's the whole like the food court here is huge, and of the
Yes.
entire food court, there's one table that's next to an outlet.
Oh yeah.
So when we're coming to the mall for something, we'll just spend the day out here because we're going on to stick fighting tonight, so it's halfway there.
Right.
Um, we get here before the mall opens, but before the stores open, but the mall's open.
Right.
We get up here and we set up our little campsite in front of the
In
only
front of the
table
one
with an
plug.
outlet. Yeah, got our Starbucks. I got my laptop with stand, and yeah, we're all set. And we just camp here all day till it's quitting time.
That's awesome. So cool, man. Well, I guess I'll see you at the stick fighting, but for now, the show must go on.
The show must go on, and the show does go on. I'm just trying to pull up. Just trying to pull up
The old show notes.
the old, no, not the show notes. I got the show notes. I'm trying to pull up the live on LinkedIn. I'm not seeing it. Got it on Facebook. Facebook's doing a thing. Facebook right now is switching between our faces. It's not doing split screen.
Oh, weird.
It's focusing on whoever's talking. Is that a setting you did, or is that something Facebook's doing?
I have it set up the same way I always have it set up.
Hmm.
So maybe it's a new thing. It's
Yeah. Oh,
activating the highlighted speaker and then puts the speaker on. Who knows?
yeah. Okay.
But look,
Well,
Zoom
no,
looks exactly the same. So
exactly. Yeah, and I use the backgrounds anyway. Okay, cool. I found the live on LinkedIn.
all
Oh,
right.
it's
So two of my posts on LinkedIn started going, I guess, semi-viral.
oh yeah.
Went from like nothing to like one of them went from nothing to like 30,000, 40,000 views. And now another one's going like it just took off. This morning I only had like maybe 1,000 views, and now it's at 7,000 and climbing. And I'm like, oh crap, it's going bigger. So
Cool.
it's all the AI comic joke ones, right? So when
Okay.
I make fun of an AI thing, it people seem to like that, so it seems to go nuts. So
Hmm. What do you you're not teasing our AI overlords, are you? They don't like that sort of thing.
well, no, I'm doing it endearingly, right? So it's just
Hmm.
like AI follows your directions exactly as one of them says, right? And so
Yeah.
it's got this comic strip, like this one guy, he's painting the fence, and he's got two posts completely painted, and then one post kind of half painted, and he points at the AI and hands it the paintbrush. And the AI goes, okay, sure. And then so it continues the pattern of painting two posts full and then one post half, and then it just keeps going, right? And so, because it all relies on the level of instruction you give it, right? So if you give it bad instructions, it'll just do the bad instructions faster. Right?
It's for our topic today. We could segue if we were ready to dive right into it.
So
But I'll just
yeah,
point, I want to point out that LinkedIn is also doing the switchy face thing. So either Facebook and LinkedIn both decided to do that at once, or it's some kind of setting on your end.
oh, maybe it's on the streaming service. Who knows? Maybe that's
Oh, the
the
streaming
new
service. Yeah.
because we are using a streaming service, and maybe the streaming service has upgraded itself to do the active speaker, which
I'll
I
just
think
look.
is cool because when we do this on the eventually when I chop this thing up and turn it into a bunch of short videos, that's easier to convert, right? So
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure I like it. I'm looking at it and it's like, is it distracting the way it switches back and forth all the time? I don't know. I'll tell you the biggest problem with doing remote spots is that my setup here doesn't have the camera up quite as high, so I'm getting like more of this showing up in the video. I gotta get like it's already I'm on it. My laptop's on a stand and it's on top of my laptop, but it's like
Right.
there you go. Off the top of my head like
It's
this.
slowly,
So anyway,
slowly tuck,
Earl,
slowly.
what do you think?
Yeah, so slowly tuck that in.
Yes. Sure, anyway,
We'll fix it in post.
we'll fix it in post. Yeah, right.
Just
We do that.
just have the video system chatify you and make you like, the chiseled jaw and the Superman look, right?
Right. Do we have video effects? I haven't played around with these. Touch up my appearance. Oh, here we go. Let's highly touch up my appearance. Oh, there you go. Smooth skin.
Look at that. I think it
Portrait
even.
portrait lighting. Oh,
Oh,
there's
look
the
at that.
yeah,
Look at that. Portrait lighting is the thing.
that looks horrifying. I look like a crash test dummy. Turn that off. What if I turn on? Okay, and I'm on low touch up here. So I turn it off. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. We're dudes. It doesn't make that much of a difference.
Oh, here's adjust for low light. Remember, I was having the problem with
The low light thing. Yeah.
yeah. There's the light. I swear to God, this wasn't there before. It just reappeared. This is probably really thrilling for everybody watching.
Yeah, maybe we
Uh,
should dive right in.
Maybe we should dive right into it. So, yeah, this you had good topics this week. The topics you were suggesting to me were actually awesome, and I almost picked two of them until I hit this one. And just this one, I was like, that's what the world needs to hear right
And,
now.
I'm totally cheating now. Like ChatGPT has full access to like my entire computer now, so it raids my calendar, pulls all the meetings, removes all the ones that don't make any sense, like lunch, right? And then and it just suggests topics based on the meeting and the person, and it looks the person up on LinkedIn. This is creepy, right? Like this is starting to figure stuff out that's really deep because ChatGPT had that update the other day. And so it now has an agentic system, so it can actually do stuff on its own and actually
Oh,
run amok and do things. So I've been totally enjoying this new agentic platform, but it is very heavy on the usage for credits. So
ah,
uh, so just like Claude, I keep like, oh crap, I'm out of credits again. And so yeah, I do stuff. I'm super, super productive, and then it just falls off a cliff, which probably is a good sign for me to just, go outside or like,
yeah.
eat or do other things. So it's pretty funny. So I just keep switching back and forth between all the different AIs until I run out of juice. And then when I run out of juice, it's like, maybe I should go clean the basement,
Yeah. Do some
right?
do some squats, do some stretches.
Right? Or hit that tire we hung. So
Yeah, go hit the tire. Go hit the tire with a stick.
so
Um, but yeah, so did you all right, let's just tell everyone the topic. The topic
yeah,
is AI is not the strategy.
yeah.
AI can accelerate execution. Oh, AI can accelerate execution, but using better tools will not rescue a weak offer, unclear positioning, or broken business model.
Yeah.
Um, so was there a specific scenario you ran into?
For this, yeah, just the regular people asking me stuff about AI. Like people, I don't know why people just assume I'm like some sort of AI guru expert. I'm
Mm,
not, right? Like I there are people leagues above me, right? But I think I just use it more like effectively than most using a simple structure, right? Everyone that pulls it out and says, okay, now you do this and you hook it up to that, and then there's a crazy flow of stuff. And I get it. I used to be technical, right? So,
mm.
but I look at it and go, if you just did it like this, here's a simplification factor. I don't use 17 tools and I got the same result as the guy who used the big fancy flow, right? So yeah, but yeah, simplification is really key. I mean, you can get so complex. I used to be part of this one mastermind, and this one guy who was like super tech took every single piece of advice and every single funnel and every single workflow and made this giant Frankenstein of like this funnel. And by the time he was done talking, he was confused. And I'm like, that's impressive. The fact that you took Like there's like 40 of us in this mastermind, and he took all 40 patterns and all 40 flows, and this is before AI, and
Yeah.
mooshed together in this concoction of just insanity. And it was so complex that he had like, I don't know, 17 and a half different offers, and none of us knew what the hell he was offering by the time he was done. So yeah, you don't have to do all of them.
I was impressed by a guy that I talked to at one of my meetings who um, built his own sort of generalized dashboard with AI. Took all the tool, like plugged it into all the tools he has, and just makes a dashboard where it's like, you can just say, "What's my agenda for today?" or "What should I be focusing on?" and it
Right.
evaluates everything he's got into one dashboard. That's what I need. I need to do that for myself.
I'm doing that right now, actually. So I used to scrape all of my data from all of my social platforms, bit by
Mhm.
bit. And it was a royal pain in the ass. It's like, okay, well, how are my views on LinkedIn doing, and how many connections do I have, and how many that does. And so, is it going up or is it going down, or am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the thing that moves the needle or not?
Mhm.
And I just found out that ChatGPT can do it within the browser itself now, and I don't have to do anything. And I just tell it, "Hey, do the thing," and it does. And I'm like, "Oh my God, it fills in," because we used to fill the spreadsheet in manually, and now it just works. And I'm like, "Oh, look at that!"
I does the agentic AI, does it escape the bonds of its app and do stuff on your computer, or
It can control your browser.
oh my Lord.
So as long as I'm logged in on LinkedIn, it can do the thing, right?
Mm.
So I have to be logged in so it can access all this crap. And now I'm just poking it, going, "Hey, can you do this for everything? Can you do this
Mm.
for Facebook and Instagram and da 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 da?" And it's like, "Yes, I can." I'm like, "Holy crap!"
Mm.
So now you're gonna see me everywhere soon.
Oh. As if you weren't omnipresent enough, you're going to
So
become omnipresenter. But then one day you're going to look at your search history and be like, "What the hell is this? Hot robot on robot action. ChatGPT, what have you been
yeah, yeah.
doing?"
What are you doing when I'm not looking? Is this why we're out of credits?
Bad.
All right. So
My
AI is not the strategy, clearly.
Yeah, my experience with it this week, actually, this is sort of relevant and kind of possibly even part of what made me think of this, is I was hired to do this mapping project. This client of Chelsea's actually is doing a study of her lineage or family history throughout Canada, and
All right.
who came where and went where. And she's like, "I want to put it into a map, an interactive map where you can move the timeline and show all of this, that, and the other things. It show movement of people and the different changing boundaries and this kind of stuff." And I used AI and I just made like I would have, she asked me to help. I would have had no idea how to do any of this without AI. Um, but then so after I proved that it was possible, she booked me a full day. I worked 8 hours yesterday. That's 8 hours at the computer working, not an 8 hour day, but like 8 hours of actual labor at the computer,
Right.
and got this thing working the way she wants it with AI again.
That's awesome.
Again, I would have totally lost. Wouldn't have had a clue what to do. But AI solved everything. It was my most effective day working with AI. Every time I encountered, okay, this isn't right. We need to do this. It goes, sure, just do this, and it worked. You know what I
Nice.
mean? Every time, every problem was solved. And at the end of the day, I accomplished exactly what I wanted to accomplish. And we meet at the end of the day to see what I'd made. And she looks it over and she goes, maybe this isn't going to work. Like she, she had the vision in her head this whole time. And then
Right.
when she actually saw it on the screen, she's like, I don't know if this really does what I'm trying to do here. So I wish I had the kind of money I could hire someone for 8 hours to do something I'm not sure of. But here we are. But AI made the execution possible. It would have been totally lost without it.
Right. Absolutely.
But the plan still has to be worth doing.
Yes. 100%. Otherwise,
But
like you just do bad things faster.
yes. So all right. I got another story, but we'll save that one as needed. So yeah, we need to introduce the show. Hi everybody. This is Earl and the Idiot. You heard it if you were here for the intro, and if you're not, go back and listen to the intro because it's great. We paid good Starbucks cards for that intro.
Yes.
Um, we have Earl here, resident smarty pants, big time consultant. He's just so in demand you can't even get him, and but we get him here for an hour a week, and he tells me what we're going to tell. He comes up with plans. We tell AI what we're going to talk about this week. AI gives us the details, and then we discuss those details because we're lazy and we don't want to write the show notes ourselves. But AI makes it possible. But
You,
ultimately,
you,
it's our
you,
plan,
you should totally read the prompt today.
the prompt. The output or what you put in?
No, the prompt.
Okay. Okay. I checked with Dan. That's me. He likes the last one, so let's do it. Another last one of the list of prompts you gave me. Another episode of Earl and the Idiot. Today's topic is AI is not the strategy. AI can accelerate execution, but using better tools will not rescue a weak offer, unclear positioning, or broken business model. Give me 3 things a small business owner should look at or consider, 2 things to avoid, 1 red hot tip. All around, AI is not the strategy. So here we have AI is presenting its plan to the humans,
Right.
and the humans are going, yes, interesting AI. We'll do what you say.
Kind of like us.
Kind of like us. So here's the, oh yeah, and then of course, if you like us, we'll shout you out. We'll give a shout out to your business. And if you comment, we will read it on the air. And if I move out of frame, I go
The camera goes weird.
zooming around. So I just turn off auto framing. Anyway, um, output. Here's the output. AI is not the strategy. Yeah, okay, we already went over that. 3 things small business owners should look at. 1, fix the offer before you automate the marketing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh my God.
AI can write 50 ads, 12 emails, a landing page, 17 social media posts, and a mildly threatening follow-up sequence. Ooh, follow up or else,
Buy or else.
buy or
Yeah.
else. Yeah, if things happen, if
Right,
you
right,
don't
yeah.
buy from me,
We were just talking about the Godfather offer.
this is another aspect of the Godfather method. Be like, yeah, be a shame if your marketing strategy were to get hijacked by a virus.
Right, right.
Viruses happen. Be a shame if your competitors started using this instead.
What was the offer you can't refuse?
Right? Yeah. It's, pay for my marketing services or I go to your competitors. Um, but if nobody actually wants what you're selling, congratulations, you've now automated rejection.
I like that.
The funny thing, that's the most important part of sales is being able to handle rejection. You still shouldn't automate it, but
No, but
my dad
don't turn to suck to 11, right? If it sucks already, like don't make it better.
my dad always says that. He's like, how can you be in sales? How can you handle people telling you, turning you down all the time? I'm like, it's not personal.
Yeah.
Um, Before adding more AI, ask, does this solve a real and expensive problem? Is the value immediately clear? Is the offer meaningfully different from the alternatives? That's the tricky one.
Yeah.
Would a customer gladly pay for it? That's a great question to ask. That's a great question to ask. Love that. AI makes a strong offer travel faster. It also makes a weak offer fail at industrial scale. Mhm.
I like how it even rhymes. Like, fail at
Fail,
industrial scale. I love it. So,
fail at scale. That's good. The fail at scale model.
but if we're going to use the word scale, I mean, there was, I think, a book called Nail It, Then Scale It, right? And it kind of summarizes what we're doing here, right? Like this, all AI is a multiplier and a magnifier, right? So
Yeah.
if what you have sucks, then it'll just suck faster, right? So that's not good. So yeah, fix the offer before you automate the marketing. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Um, Especially fix the model before you automate the marketing, right?
Right.
So
My battery's dying. I had to get a plug in, but I'm still here.
all good. So
Carry on.
uh I was just saying, like, if you have a model that is not scalable, for example, and you automate that thing and you make it go faster and faster and faster, you just break faster and faster and faster,
Mm.
right? So and that's why I don't take on so many private clients, right? Because there's only so much of me, and clearly there's only so much of you that the camera can find,
Right.
because it's going crazy. uh and yeah, so I agree wholeheartedly. These are really actually solid questions from the AI. Would a real customer gladly pay for it? Because I've also seen people build the sun, the moon, and the stars around this whole concept that they had in their head. And then when I asked them, did you market validate it? And they're like, well, what does market validate mean? I'm like, oh my God, does anybody want to pay for this stupid thing? And they're like, I don't know. right? I think so because it's their baby in their head, right? And
Yeah,
then you go, okay, go pitch it to 100 strangers and tell me how many people just even indicate a modicum of interest, going, that sounds pretty cool, right? And if
yeah,
zero people say that sounds cool, well, you've just built yourself a monstrosity that nobody wants to buy, right? This person had
exactly.
like 18 modules in the course about some weird thing, and I'm like, just like, how big is the market for this thing? Right? There was that. I know we brought it up in maybe even the lost episodes of the show, but there was a thing where it's just like, if nobody cares about the like, you've heard that whole if you build it they will come, right?
Mm,
But if you build it and you don't ask anybody if they want it, then nobody's going to show up, right? So
yeah,
uh,
that's like the that guy with the towel. Remember that guy?
towel.
Stretching towel.
Oh, geez, yeah,
Yeah. He was all about it. This was his life. This was his mission. He knew for sure it was going to work. And it wasn't a totally bad idea, to be honest, but he gave me one to try. And it was a towel with a hole through it that you put your foot through the hole
yeah,
and pull on to stretch, right?
right, right. I remember that.
The hole hurt. It cut into your leg. It
Yeah,
wasn't comfortable.
no,
Whereas you could just put a towel, like loop the towel around your leg and
and
get the
pull it.
same effect
The same
and pull
effect.
it.
Yeah, yeah. So that the moat that he had wasn't so moaty. So,
Yeah. Um, okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. I sort of got there's a concept I'm trying to get to here. Let's see if it
all right,
covers
let's
it.
see.
To know what the human is supposed to do. The goal is not to replace every person with a robot. The goal is to stop making talented humans perform robot work. You're always going on about this.
Yeah,
Use the AI for research, first drafts, data organization, repetitive administration, basic customer routing. Each one of these could be a show on its own.
yeah.
Summaries and documentation. Keep humans focused on relationships, judgment,
Hmm.
trust, negotiation, creativity, difficult decisions. If you automate the parts customers value most and preserve the parts they hate, you have built the business backwards.
Yeah.
I this was this is what I realized working on that project yesterday. Um, I almost felt guilty because they're paying me all this money to do this for them, and I'm like I'm just having AI do it. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying okay,
if
okay,
they
AI,
could
we
use
need
AI themselves, they would do it themselves. But like,
yeah.
it's
But yeah, I realized during the project that my knowledge and familiarity with computers and program like I'm not a computer programmer by any stretch, but I have familiarity with it from building websites
mhm.
that allowed me to ask the right questions and put the problem to AI the right way and then implement what it said.
Right. Well, it
And
goes back to
sort of
that joke. Remember the guy who the city paid a bunch of money to fix the blackout? Do you remember that joke?
with the chalk mark.
Yeah, the chalk mark joke.
Yeah, where they paid him 10 grand to evaluate their the problem with their power system, and he went and spent 2 days in the sitting there listening to the machines, and then eventually marked one piece of machinery with an X and said replace that.
Yeah, that's the
And
one.
then he invoiced them 10 grand, and they're like, you put a piece of chalk you put a chalk mark on a piece of equipment. Why are you charging us 10 grand? Can you itemize your bill? He said, sure. Making the chalk mark cost $1.
Yes,
Knowing where to put the chalk mark cost $9,999.
exactly. But it fixed the problem, right?
But it fixed the problem, and that's
Yeah.
exactly it. If um, when it asked me to paste something into the code, it said, "Here's this code, paste it here." I pasted it, and I missed one bracket,
Right.
or I sort of included an extra bracket in there, or whatever when I pasted it in, and the whole thing shut down.
Right.
I knew enough to check what
Extra
part
bracket.
of the code
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's that extra bracket. I could see it, and that could have derailed their entire thing if they were doing it without me. So that judgment is super key.
100%, right? And so, but and there's a difference between evaluation and judgment, right? The evaluation is using the data that you have currently in front of you to make that decision. The judgment is to manage the gap where there is no data and you have to make a guess, right?
Yeah,
And so those are both uniquely, the human traits to it, where it's like, well, it's not a perfect thing, but if we make this assumption and we connect the dots like this, oh look, it works now, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, 100%. So I am completely behind this. You've heard me say the phrase before, let robots do robot jobs and humans do human jobs.
Yeah. And the relationships part is the other one. It's like you can't, I mean, it's, like if you're a vending machine, you can automate the relationship with the customer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But
If it's purely transactional, yeah, put in the money, get the chocolate bar. Got it.
yeah, it's, they tried to automate fast food restaurants like in the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
They
And that
tried, they
didn't work.
tried, they tried to build a fully mechanized uh
Just
thing.
the
I think,
robot cooks the burger. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it wasn't so much a robot as it was like cranks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah. Mhm.
motors. Um, I can't remember if it failed because people didn't like it or because the machines broke down so often you needed more repair people than you would have just staff in your restaurant.
I think it was that economically it didn't work out as good.
Yeah.
So
Have you seen
because
the have you seen
you can pay like the new teenager to flip the burger, right? And
yeah.
that costs infinitely less than paying the engineer to fix the machine that died.
Have you seen the robot ice cream serving, the big robot arm, and it's like
Oh yeah,
it miss the cone misses the thing and then
yeah.
it's just spraying ice cream all over the place because there's no cone there. I gotta
So
you know what but
I've been served coffee by a robot.
oh yeah, where was
That's
that?
really cool. There was a place on Hastings that had a robot that served coffee. It was a robot barista, and I'm like, that's cool.
It was like cappuccino, like a whole froth in the milk and everything.
Yeah, yeah, the whole works. Like it made everything, and then handed me the cup, and I'm like, okay, that was cool. Of course, it can't replace a human barista, but the novelty was neat, right? Like I'm drinking robot coffee.
Yeah, is it still there? I'll let go check it out.
I don't know. I'll have to check. So
I get, I think I got to go back and reread Kurt Vonnegut's Player Piano.
yes,
You know that one?
yeah, yeah,
It's Kurt Vonnegut's probably my favorite author. And yeah, the Player Piano is about a future where everything's automated, and so they just have to find these kind of busy work jobs for everybody.
just to keep people busy, right? Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
yeah, you drive down the street and there's like 35 people filling a pothole because everyone
Because there's nothing else to do.
nothing else to do. Exactly. Uh, Good book. And more prescient than ever. Of course, and then, it was written in the 60s or 70s, so it's like they use magnetic tape to
Right.
record the movements of the. There's a bit in there where they go to the master carver or builder or whatever, and they record his movements onto magnetic tape, and he doesn't realize he's signing his own death warrant, so to speak.
They're doing that now with AI, aren't they? They're training robots how to do the sewing from all the factories in China now, right? So they put sensors on the people and then said, okay, do make the shoe like they always made the shoe. And then all of a sudden now the robot knows how to make the shoe and it's like, oh, trouble.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, maybe a problem for China, not so much for us. Um, anyway, moving on. Number three, thing to know when the robot is taking over your plans. Measure the business result, not the amount of AI. Oh, I like that.
Oh, geez.
Do not measure success by how many AI tools you bought, prompts you saved, agents you launched, or automations you connected. Measure, did revenue increase? What a
Yes.
concept. Did conversion improve? Good one. I've taken off auto framing, so now I'm just have to actually position my head in the right spot.
There you go.
Did response time decrease? Good one. Did cost fall? Excellent. Did the customer experience improve? Good
Yeah.
question. Did the owner regain meaningful time? Oh, that's nice. An AI workflow that saves 6 minutes but takes 14 hours to maintain is not innovation. It's an expensive hobby wearing a headset.
So, hey, at least it stopped doing raccoon comparisons, but
Yes, thank you.
I think I made fun of it enough that it's like, hey, I guess these guys don't like raccoons no more.
It's
So,
listening.
but measuring the business result, not the amount of AI, is really key, right? Like, did it actually move the right needle, right? I'm sure there's, oh yeah, did we spend a bajillion tokens? Yes, we did. Did we do anything? Sometimes no, right? Did we just go in a happy little, mechanical circle? Yes,
Yeah.
right? And so the measuring the right type of KPI is the key, right? I know there's a quote, whatever gets measured improves. But if you're not measuring the right thing, you're improving the wrong thing, right?
Mm.
So none of those matter, right? Like for example, in marketing, there's a bunch of vanity metrics, which is how many views did we get, right? But then how many customers did we get is much more important than how many views did we got, right? So because
Right.
if everybody's like the wrong people are viewing it, then that's not helping a whole hell of a lot. So yeah, there we go. But that's always been true though, right? If the North Star is the wrong direction in your business, then everyone's paddling towards that wrong direction. Now you just got a whole bunch of paddles paddling the wrong direction, right? So um it's not necessarily the amount of connections and the amount of tokens and the amount of, water in the world that you
Mhm.
use up by using AI, right? But yeah, it's the meaningful stats. And so and you do have to argue with AI sometimes when it
Oh
comes
yeah.
to that part. So because I'm building a bunch of marketing campaigns and it's just like, it just goes down the rabbit hole of planning for the planning for the plan. And I'm like,
Mm.
all I wanted was like one post, right? And it's just like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't need 7,000 posts. I just need one for now, right? So, and different systems have different ways of accomplishing that. And it's funny, there's stereotypes for all of the major platforms, right? So ChatGPT, for example, OpenAI loves to elongate the to-do list. It'll
Mm.
say, okay, we got to do this, and we got to do this, and we got to do this, and we got to do this. And all of a sudden we have like sub of sub of sub. And I'm like, this doesn't matter anymore, right? Like it starts to blow it up into a million pieces. And then what Gemini is famous for I need to gather more. I must gather more. And it just connects to everything, 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 and then susses it out from all of your data sources. It's like, okay, now I need to read your email. Now I need to look at your database. Now I need to do this and this and this.
Mhm.
And like half that shit you don't really actually need to book an appointment. Right? Like
Right.
you just need the calendar. And then there's Grok, which is a whole nother thing. It is like the
Forgot about Grok.
so Grok is the one that has like HR complaints. So like because it just
Yeah.
doesn't care, right? And
It's
I
it's
do find
trained
yeah.
it's trained largely on Twitter, so it's not surprising that it's going to be the most toxic.
Yeah, but that actually is the hilarious one though, because sometimes it's the one who gives you the answer. It's like, oh yeah, never thought of humanity that way, but now I'm losing faith, right?
You know, I've never really been a Twitter guy.
Yeah,
And it was a couple of years ago. I was like, I remember a year ago or something where I was like, you know what, I should really get in on this Twitter. Everything seems to be going on Twitter. Let me get over there. And after like half an hour, I was like, this is the worst place I have ever been to in my life.
but
Everyone here is literally the worst. Everyone, no matter what take you start with, someone in the comments is going to have the most toxic response you could possibly conceive of. Because I guess that's what gets the attention, right?
but you got to also curate your list, right? Like,
Mm.
so depending on the sources that you pull from, you could have an all happy Twitter list if you wanted. You just have to curate the ones that you follow. They got to be the positive types, right? So,
Yeah. But then like even I guess you just never go to the comments
yeah.
because it's like even if you're like, oh, that's kind of a nice post, someone's like, yeah, but think about how much water
Oh,
AI uses.
the same thing could be said about 4chan and 8chan, where the dregs of the internet exist, right? So,
That's di that's different. I don't know. Could go off on this, but
yeah,
I
but
sort of
you could have good subreddits and you could have absolutely toxic subreddits, and
yeah.
it's the same kind of thing.
I'm weirdly, I guess does 4chan still exist? Like there was a big thing, where a big upheaval where like all the identities got leaked or something.
I can't remember. I haven't
I don't know.
used 4chan in years.
But it was like I liked knowing that 4chan existed because I'm like, we know where the worst people are.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they were also the people most likely to they were very active. They
Yeah.
weren't just passive observers. If they saw a problem, they would attack
They,
that
they would they
problem.
would call it
And-
out
Right.
immediately.
But not just call it out. They would like leave not leave their homes. They would still be doing it on the internet, but they would leave 4chan and go do something about the
Right.
problem
Well,
they
well,
saw.
all of the internet detectives live there.
Yeah. it was a wild place, and you know, now we're far afield here, but I don't know. Like I say, I like knowing it was there.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, it's
we
like
know we know where the bad part of the internet is.
right.
So
It was the gutter lane. You knew
well,
that ultimately would end up somewhere.
speaking of the gutter lane, let's move on to two things to avoid.
Yeah. All right. One, avoid buying tools before identifying the problem. I think, okay, I'm going to read this. Most businesses do not have an AI problem. They have a sales problem. I'm so sick of that sentence construction.
Yes.
I am so sick of it. I tell AI, stop using this, stop using this, stop using this, and it never stops using it.
Nope. It loves it too.
You don't have a blah, you've got a blah. This
Right.
isn't X, it's Y. Like, shut up. I see this all the time now when I check out the websites of potential clients or people I'm meeting with, and they're like, "Welcome to blah blah blah." We're not a blah company. We're blah. It's like I know you wrote that with AI.
Yeah.
It's so obvious now. I don't know. Is it just me? Am I the only one who just sees this
No,
sentence?
I see that everywhere. But the
Yeah.
problem was that, that used to be like unique copywriting.
Yeah.
And people used to do that. And then what happened was whenever it's like, hey, use the top copywriting style, blah, 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 it would
Yeah.
then resort back to that. And then you would no longer be original anymore. But the
Yeah.
difference is still, I know we're sick of it, but like a blue collar worker who, is a plumber, right?
Mhm.
And he doesn't write copy and
Yeah.
doesn't build websites. And it's still better than what they would have written by themselves, because if they were left to their own devices, you get like 11 billion website that says, I'm the best plumber in town, right?
Yeah.
So it still differentiates. I hate to say it, but I mean it's still better than what they were building on their own,
Yeah.
right? Like
I,
it's
you know, I guess ultimately it is an effective copywriting tactic,
right.
which
But
is why
overplayed.
AI uses it.
Yeah.
It's
But
overplayed
it's
now, so
overplayed.
it becomes cliched. It's the pulp fiction of copywriting where you know, like everyone's copied Pulp Fiction so much that when you
Yes.
go back and watch Pulp Fiction, you're like, oh, this is so cliched. No, no, it's the start.
It was the original. It was the
It was the
originated.
original.
Anyway,
Anyway,
continue.
well, now we're stuck with it. Most businesses do not have an AI problem. They have a sales problem, positioning problem, operational problem, customer service problem, or leadership problem. Basically the same problems they had before AI.
Yeah.
Buying another AI subscription because the demo looked magical is the modern version of buying gym equipment in January. The purchase
Okay,
feel
I know it keeps making these stupid analogy structures, but that one was legitimately funny.
That's a good one. I asked for a set of those adjustable dumbbells for my
Yeah,
birthday a few years ago. My dad still bugs me about the fact that I never used them. I end up
nice.
selling them. But I got a gym membership instead. The purchase feels productive. That's funny.
It does.
The purchase. Oh, okay. We've got this new AI tool. The results remain theoretical. Start with the bottleneck, then choose the tool.
This is true for everything, though. I know it made
Yeah.
fun of gym equipment, but how many pieces of gym equipment do people have that
Mhm.
are completely useless? And even though it's completely useless, they also didn't bother to use it at all, right?
Yeah.
I am guilty of this. I have some pieces of gym equipment that I had and then never bloody well used, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, 100%. I agree with avoid buying the tools because oh man, like some of the masterminds I'm in, everyone's like, oh yeah, I got this new tool that does this thing, and I'm like, it only does that one thing, and like, couldn't you just replicate that in Claude by doing this? And they're like, I never saw it that way. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, and then I just saved myself another. It's death by 1,000 pinpricks, right? Like it's only $20. I'm like, well, yeah, a month until you have 30 of them, right? And
Yeah.
then now you're spending like you're spending more than a virtual assistant to do
Yeah.
one thing.
I find like I hear about all these other AI tools. I started with ChatGPT and I've stuck with ChatGPT, and I've never run into a problem I'm trying to solve that ChatGPT hasn't been able to solve.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So far, I'm not saying I won't.
I'd agree with that up until the latest version. Claude was actually a better code writer
Hmm.
than, but you just said you're not you self-profess that you're not like the code dude, right? So if you're a coder, like a coder, Claude is well, it was until the latest version of ChatGPT. It's like there's always a race, right? It's always like, okay, well, this one's better. Okay, now that one's better. Okay, now this one's better. And so whoever has the latest, thing, has the better version, right? But they still fit into their own little categories, right? Certain things do certain ththings better. So, but it's just like people, right? Right? Like you may be the website builder of people's dreams, but maybe you're not the greatest accountant in the world, right? So yeah, same kind of thing. Aces in their places, right? Don't buy all the tools. Just get good at a couple of them, right? But and only buy when it makes absolute sense. So
Yeah, and if I tried to do this last coding project and it hadn't worked on ChatGPT, then yeah, I would have had to switch to Claude. But it did a great job.
right there you go.
The
So
gym equipment thing reminds me of the show I watched. It was called 10 Years Younger,
okay,
and they would take people and just put them through a bunch of things, like just improve their health somewhat, and have them looking 10 years younger by the end of the show, and it worked really well. And one of them was the doctor's talking to this lady. He's like, okay, listen, you go out for a walk every morning for half an hour. He's like, I don't care if it's a hurricane and your house just blew away. No matter what, you go for a walk for half an hour every morning. And it's like, that's a great place to start, because it's like you could buy a exercise bike or a treadmill, but why don't you just go for a walk? See if you can go for a walk every morning for 3 months. And then it's like, okay, you're tired of going on the rain. Now you buy the treadmill,
right,
right? But it's like you can actually just start doing the work before you buy the tool.
yeah, 100%.
All
All
right.
right, let's move on to number
He
two.
said, not taking his own advice. Two, avoid scaling something that's already broken, which we have to pick up the pace, don't we? AI gives businesses leverage. Leverage is wonderful when the processes work. Leverage is terrifying when it does not. If your sales script is confusing, AI helps you confuse more people. If your customer service is cold, AI helps you disappoint customers faster. If your data source is inaccurate, AI produces beautifully formatted nonsense. Do not automate chaos. Clean it up first. I think you say this a lot, don't you?
This goes back to that simple book title, right? Nail it and scale it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scaling bad things just makes bad things bigger. So avoid scaling something that's already broken. Yeah, that if I nail it then scale it. It sums it up pretty darn good, right? But the thing is though, people don't necessarily give the time and effort to properly think their way through stuff, right? And this is why that's one of my favorite books, The Road Less Stupid, right? I know I've mentioned this book a couple times, but and the premise of the book is really simple. It's just schedule thinking time, right? Because a lot of people are reactionary to everything. And because they're reactionary to everything, everything is on fire. Everything is my pants is on fire, my hair is on fire. And there's no thought put in anything. And if you just thought a little bit about it, like I'm weird. I schedule an hour of thinking time every day, right? Where I turn off the internet. I'm not allowed to use the internet. I just have like pen and paper, like old school. Well, I say pen and paper old school, but I use my iPad because you know, like digital. But I have that. The internet is turned off. I turn off the Wi-Fi on it so it can't access anything. And it's just me and that thing, and I'm just writing stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, what's the problems I'm facing today? This. Well, how does this span off? Blah blah blah. And then once I've thought my way through it, I then involve AI after it, right? So after I've gone through it a couple times, and that I run into less stupid things that way, hence the road less stupid. So yeah, that's a big difference. And to one of your points from before, that arc of human, creativity, right? Like
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
that seed is super important. If it's just like the copier joke, right? Where you take a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy, it just gets lighter and lighter and less easy to read. So same concept, same idea, right? That spark has to be human driven. So
Brilliant. Let's charge ahead here. We still got to get
all
through all
right.
this. So here's a red hot tip for how do we say this again? AI is not the strategy for not relying on AI for the strategy.
Right.
Start with one painful, repetitive task. Do not begin with how can we use AI across the entire company. Begin with what task does everyone hate, happens constantly, and follows a predictable process. Pick one, document how it currently works, improve the process, then add AI. A small automation that works every day is worth more than a grand AI transformation strategy that lives forever in a presentation deck.
So I actually did this the other day. I was just talking about my LinkedIn. So I have it do this now. ChatGPT just goes out, looks at my LinkedIn profile, figures out what are the best posts, what are the best things. Did my audience grow that day or not? And I used to do this by hand because there was no real reliable way to do this. But since ChatGPT and Claude Cowork can now like look at the browser, it looks at the browser, pulls all this crap and puts it into a spreadsheet for me. So that's kind of magical, right? So that's my start with one painful repetitive task. Absolutely. So I agree wholeheartedly. And then you just kind of build from there. Because one of my old mentors told me this wonderful quote that stuck with me for like 20 years. Bad is better than nothing, right? And so you could have the best well-laid plans, but none of them are executed. But if you just have a bad thing done, all right, that's still better, right? So the 1% better every day meme, right? It just works. Hey, wait a minute. I'm reading the notes. It added its own Earl hack of the week. It
Wait,
added it.
is
So
that where's your hack of the week? Oh, there it
underneath it,
is.
clearly I didn't read it like I'm supposed to. So
But it's not an Earl hack of the week. It's an Earl level hack of the week.
Earl level hack of the week. So okay, I guess we'll do it twice then. So here we go.
Earl level hack of the week.
The AI version. I guess I'll read it. It says the intern test. Before
Yeah.
allowing AI to perform any task, ask if I gave this job to a smart intern on their first day, what instructions, examples, boundaries, and approvals would they need? Then give the AI exactly that. That's actually that's solid advice. Yeah, most people give AI a 7-word command and expect senior executive judgment. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Look at the next sentence.
Then they act surprised when it produces the business equivalent of oh no, raccoon driving a forklift. We're back to raccoons, ladies and gentlemen. So
The business equivalent of a raccoon driving a forklift. These raccoons, the things these raccoons get up to, I swear.
yeah, bad AI. It just loves raccoons, though. I don't know when that became its spirit animal.
I think we need to make a raccoon like a pejorative for like a I'm not sure if the story is true or not, but they when the earliest days of computing, their computer broke down, when they were like mechanical computers
Right, right.
or vacuum tubes or whatever. And they would chase down the problem and they found an actual insect had gotten into the computer and
Oh,
shorted out
hence
a
hence the
circuit.
bug. Yeah, yeah,
And that's why they call it, oh, we have a bug in the system.
yeah.
It should be a raccoon. Oh, there's a raccoon here.
There's a
That should be
raccoon in the AI.
a raccoon in the AI. It's when AI says something really stupid or not
That
like
that that, that
a
could be
bad
like
metaphor.
a running gag. I bet you if I took AI and I went through our entire script and said every time you mention a dumb raccoon thing, let's make a comic strip of it.
A raccoon driving a forklift. Oh boy. We got
There you
we got
go.
a we got a raccoon in the output. There's a raccoon in the output, everybody.
Okay,
Anyway, sorry.
so if I do the real hack of the week,
Yeah.
I do enjoy how it tries to make one on its own.
Yeah.
Um, build the AI structure for AI. This is a new thing as of the newer versions of AI. You build supports, you build files, and you build everything you need around the thing that you want. And so as an example, I started building a system for my presentations, right? So AI started building all my slides and I love it, right? So, but I gave it brand guides and I gave it styles and I gave it storytelling. And then, I made the storyline and then I gave it to AI to magnify. So, like the seed idea of the human and then have AI extrapolate from that and then build the things. But it's got guardrails, so it builds the thing within the system and style that you want. And man, I have produced more presentations in the last, call it 3 weeks, that have been like crazy grade level. And AI did all the heavy lifting and like I didn't have to rebuild all the slides myself and I even left during the process. Like I said, okay, well, I build all the supports and then I build the thing and then I say, okay, do this, I'm gonna go for lunch. And I go for lunch and I come back and I'm like, it's done. I'm like, holy crap, that would have taken me forever to make. And it's better quality than I could have made myself, but it's still in the spirit and the style of what I would have done. So that's the big thing. Build the AI structure for AI. That's the hack of the week for for this sort of thing. You can, because whenever you run something on AI, it forgets. It's like, okay, do this every single time. And then on the third time, it totally doesn't do it. But if you extrapolate the rules and you put them into like, I don't know, a spreadsheet, or you put them into a doc file or a PDF, and then you go, hey, follow this PDF at all times, right? Before you do anything, preload this PDF back into your memory and do it again. And now, like, I just had it produce 102 images for LinkedIn posts,
Oh, wow.
and it kept it solid. And so it did a test run of 10, and it just finished the test run of 100. And they're all pretty. I was just clicking through. I'm like, they're all actually pretty good. I'm like, hey, this isn't bad, right? So, but because it held onto the guardrails. So anyway, that's my structure, and I'm sticking to it. Build AI structure for AI, and oh my gosh, it's actually useful now. I don't have to remove the third arm from the image, right?
Nice. Speaking of which, I was just noticing this. Look at this guy's hair. You know, there's like a weird pattern in his hair, like it's sort of
Yeah,
repeated a pattern.
a little
And
bit.
then her hair looks kind of funky too. Is this model collapse? Are we finally seeing the hair modeling
I think it
fall
works
apart?
until a certain extent, and then it becomes the copy of a copy of a copy. If people start using AI to then represent the seed for AI, it just goes weird, right?
Hmm.
So there you go,
That, that,
model.
would- that that'd be my project if I was a tech billionaire. I'd be creating a hard drive, this big,
Yeah,
pure storage, and inside it is everything done by humans up till the advent of AI.
right.
Every picture on the internet, every how big, I guess that would have to be more like a server than just a box. I don't know how
Yeah,
much
yeah.
storage you could get in there, but
Well, the problem
every
is that the internet keeps growing at an exponential rate. Like there's more video uploaded to YouTube than watched, right?
yeah.
So because
Yeah, isn't it like 24 hours a second or something like that?
it's impossible, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, you can't actually watch all of YouTube because there's more YouTube than there is time.
Hmm.
So yeah. So anyway, I think that brings us to the end of the show.
Is it there? You gave us a wrap up, but I don't think we need it. Is it worth reading?
I
See
don't
right
know.
here. Closing thought. AI is not the strategy; it's an amplifier. Yeah, shut up. I'm not reading that.
Yeah, yeah, we don't need that part.
You get the
We're
idea,
good.
folks. We thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate your viewership. Um, and Earl, we thank you for bringing us these brilliant strategies. Hopefully, everybody got something they could work with this week. AI, thank you. We'll excuse the one raccoon in the output this
I
this
might
week.
actually go through this and find all the raccoon things and then see how
Yeah,
many times we use raccoon. But
you got
and
if you're
Dan,
gonna
thank you for being an amazing co-host.
if you're gonna be looking for things to make cartoons out of, you got to find the one where Batman is being Batman was yelling at you
Oh, and is
and
this the slapping Robin or whatever?
no, it was remember you'll be worse than Batman at an HR meeting or something like that, where it's like not something Batman does at all, and it's like, why did you
Right.
bring up Batman? Like that has nothing to do with your metaphor. You got to find that one.
So, oh, I
All
got
right.
one more thing before we close up.
Oh yeah, hit
So
me.
yesterday or last week, we hung up the tire on the tree,
Yeah.
right? So we practiced martial arts and we strapped the tire to a tree for me. And my mom saw you,
Okay.
and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's the guy from the show." But that
Nice.
doesn't
Did
count because my
Did
mom.
you give her a
So
Starbucks card? Yeah. Okay.
no, no, she doesn't get the Starbucks card. We'll still save the Starbucks card for somebody else.
All right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
You see me out in the wild and you say, "Hey, you're that idiot." You have to say
We have a
exactly
Starbucks
that.
card prize for you.
Starbucks cards. Yeah.
All
Cool.
right,
All right. Thanks
I'm
everybody.
playing us out.
Play us out.
Here we go.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
All right, everybody.
See you, everybody.